guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. Hope your day is off to a great start. In today's video, let's take a dive into my little pink bucket of home fragrance empties. It is just about the end of July, which I am so insanely grateful for. This was such a hot month here in Oregon, and I have to say, it really cut into my burning and melting time when it came to home fragrance. Because towards the beginning of July, we had like a 2-week stretch of time where we spent more time in 100-degree plus weather than we did in like 90-degree weather. It was pretty brutal, and honestly, our air conditioning unit was really struggling to keep up. So I had turned off all of my lamps, all of my Crocs, all of my Scentsy warmers. I was not even using like lights in the evening. It was just so insanely hot in the house that I had all the curtains closed. I was living like a vampire, and still the house was so insanely hot. So that level of heat, like those types of temperatures, really cut into my burning time. I just don't want to add any additional warmth to the house in any kind of way. So I still burn some candles, but I definitely kept it pretty limited, and I eliminated all of the ancillary home fragrance that I normally use, and it was kind of boring. So I'm just personally ready for summer to be over and for the usual rain and cooler temperatures to return to the Pacific Northwest. I am ready. I've been doing some rain dances. It's not really working out quite yet, but we will get there. Anyway, I have about, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks worth of summer burning left in me. I'm gonna be switching over my decor from just, you know, the year-round decor to fall decor here within the next couple of weeks. I do a fall decorate with me series that I share here on my channel. So I definitely decorate for fall a little bit earlier than most. I just need some time to get those videos ready to go. But once those pumpkins come out, even if it's the middle of August, like it's just this switch in my brain that just puts me there. It puts me in the fall frame of mind, and it just improves my mood immensely. And honestly, I can't wait for that. So anyway, you guys, in the meantime, there will be some more summer candles that I will be finishing up, and you'll see those in next month's empties, and you'll probably start to see a mix of maybe some fall empties in there as well. So without further ado, we're gonna dive into this bucket. Check the description box for all of the links. You can find out where to purchase these candles. I have discount codes with both HomeWorx as well as Cringle. If you want to save a little bit of money there, the information for the discount codes are down below. I will put Candle Crock and Candle Lamp 101 per usual, also some other candle related content that you might be interested in. So if you've never checked any of those videos out, they'll be linked down below. All right, you guys, I do have Alf with me here. He is settled into my lap, and I'm gonna start grabbing. I will save the wax melts for last. We will start with all of the candles. I'll tell you just kind of, you know, final results, whether I crocked or whether I lamped. I will say there's one candle that I just pulled out of one of my candle lamps, but I didn't want to carry it upstairs. I couldn't find the lid, and I didn't want to risk spilling the little bit of wax that was in the bottom, because I am clumsy as all get out these days. So there is a HomeWorx coconut shortbread that is currently on my kitchen counter. It was underneath the candle lamp in my kitchen, and that last layer of wax basically was scentless, and so that candle is now complete. Again, if you don't know what a candle lamp is or how to utilize one, I also link some lamps in the description box as well that work fantastically. Check that video out, that candle crock and candle lamp 101. That is going to be very helpful for you. So anyway, so that's downstairs. So let's get going. First of all, this is, it looks like there's quite a bit of wax left in here, and there really kind of is. This is the blueberry milkshake from the Country Candle line. Now this was a limited edition summer release. Now with this release of this particular line of Country Candles, they switched the wicks. I wanted to burn these all the way down, And I have to tell you, I think these wicks were a good changeover. I had a really good experience with the Summer Cooler and the Juicy Peach. Here's the Juicy Peach from the same collection. The Juicy Peach, so this last little bit of the Juicy Peach, after the wicks extinguished themselves, you can see those wick clips there are quite tall actually. After this one extinguished itself, I did put this in one of my candle crocks for a couple days and extracted the last little fragrance out of that little bit of wax, and then I poured it out to reuse it. I'm still thinking about doing that with this one because, as you can see, this is the amount of wax left in the bottom, but that's because those wick clips are quite tall. So some people might see this as kind of wasteful to have this amount of wax left in the bottom. However, like I said, plop it into a crock, put it, I probably wouldn't put this underneath a lamp. The wax is quite low for, you know, the heat to really reach that and get much out of it. But if you have one of those like hot plate warmers, you can also set this on one of those and extract a little bit of fragrance. But moral of the story here is that I have had a really good experience with these wicks. They worked great, no dudding out. The mushroom tops weren't absolutely enormous and smoky and difficult. They were actually, I would say, the carbon balls were very manageable. I trimmed the wicks a little bit between each burn, but I didn't have to do any heavy trimming. They're not particularly sooty or anything like that. I think, you know, they burned quite clean actually. This one is a little funky because, like I said, I did pour out this last little bit of wax to use it in one of my, I make fire starters for the fireplace in our backyard, so I use that little bit of wax for that. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a hot plate warmer. It's a really great blueberry fragrance, and this is a really great peach. This is a very juicy, fresh peach. This is more of, I would say, like a blueberry pie versus a blueberry milkshake, but delicious, loved it, would repurchase 100%. Here we have Espresso Martini from HomeWorx. Now this is another one where the wick clips are really tall. Can you see how tall those wick clips are? But look at how little wax is left. Like almost no wax. It's crazy. Sometimes a HomeWorx candle will leave you with a fair amount of wax in the bottom, and sometimes it just completely dissipates. This is one of those where all of that wax, it just went away. So I really like this Espresso Martini, by the way. I don't smell any of the boozy notes in here, so if those scare you off, check that Espresso Martini out. It's more of like a straightforward coffee scent with a nice vanilla note to it. I like it, but I tend to really like pretty much all of Harry's coffee scents, including the infamous coffee shop, which a lot of people were like, absolutely not, because that had a nutmeg note in it. I love the nutmeg. I love it. Give me all the nutmeg, I'll take it. All right, we have some Voluspa empties. All right, so I did a pretty decent Voluspa shopping trip where I picked up a bunch of these 3-wick tins from them. I figured this would be the best way to try these. You guys, these were so fabulous. I love this format, and now I have a couple of fragrances that next summer I will be purchasing full sizes of. And by full size, I mean either their Luxe or their Hearth. This Kalahari Watermelon, 100% at the start of next summer, I will be purchasing probably I think I might go for the Hearth in this one. Have you smelled this watermelon? Oh my gosh. It's so authentic. There's a few different melon notes in here, but you also get like the watermelon rind, which I think kind of balances some of the sweetness. Watermelon fragrances can be quite sweet. Probably maybe potentially cloying to some people, but because of the addition of that green rind in there, it just, I don't know, it tones down that sweetness and makes it even more authentic and delicious smelling. I love this, and these burned so good. You can see that last burn definitely didn't get the wax quite out to the edges here, but it hit the wick clips and extinguished itself. I should have probably just left this going when the second to last burn was happening, but we were going to bed and I was like, oh, I have to blow this out. And then had I just let it go, I think I wouldn't be dealing with this excess wax here, but you guys, these are amazing. I cannot recommend this Kalahari watermelon enough. You might be lucky in that if you pop into your local Sephora store, they have a trio of like their smallest tins, or second smallest tins, because they also have like these tiny tins as well. But these are like their, you know, like regular 1 wick tins, I guess you could say. Anyway, they have a trio where the watermelon, Kalahari watermelon is included. You might be able to get the associate to bring you like a sample if one is not out, or to create a sample for you so you can sniff through them. But this is so good. I'm telling you that it's a must. All right, this one I am really tempted to also get probably a luxe size of. This is their Italian Bellini. Have you smelled this? Oh my gosh, if you have not, you should. First of all, burned again like a champ. This gives you that effervescent champagne or Prosecco note. And it's perfectly done. You smell the bubbles. It's crazy. It is so accurate. And the peach puree they have in here, I love an Italian Bellini during the summertime. It's one of my favorite like cocktails, if you will. So easy, so delicious, so refreshing. And the candle, exact same. Now, the one fragrance that I would say disappointed in, I don't hate this fragrance. I expected to love it, and I didn't fall in love with it. And so I think I'm disappointed, but the Panjor Lychee. Now this one was a case of the lychee just not being the type of lychee that I personally love. It wasn't sweet enough for me. It didn't have enough of that delicious lychee. There's almost like a tang that I smell in fresh lychees, and I love that tanginess, and that's just not in here. It's also not as sweet as I would like it to be. So I'm glad I tried it, but this is not one that I would repurchase in the 3-wick format, in the tin, or in a larger format. So now I just know that this particular lychee is not the one for me, and that's okay. But how adorable are these containers? I'm gonna see if Stella wants to keep these to put some sewing supplies in. Yeah, I guess this could maybe be the modern version of the Danish butter cookies. Whose mom had the sewing kit and the Danish butter cookies? My mom did, 100%. That was our sewing kit, was we would eat, you know, a bunch of those delicious buttery cookies, and then she would clean out the tin and put her sewing supplies in it. So maybe Stella would like a fun, more colorful version for her sewing supplies. Okay, oh, you guys, Cocoa Paradise. All right, so this one looks a little funky, and here's why. It's because I lit it for the first couple times, and then I decided that I would get more life out of it by putting it into a candle crock. So this was in the candle crock in my laundry room, and it was in there for probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it was on 24/7. I do keep my crocks on 24/7. I typically don't turn them off at night when I go to bed. I've never really turned them off. I've never had an issue with that, but if you are at all concerned, you can definitely turn them off at night. But for me, this gave me 24/7 warming for like close to 2 weeks, and it's an amazing scent. It's a very musky, just beautiful, beachy coconut. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Now, luckily, I do still have, I think, 1 or 2 left, and I will be saving those for next summer at this point. It's such a beautiful scent. The Bronzed Sunset came the closest to me in terms of fragrances that were available for purchase this year, because I bought this last year, right? Was it? Yeah, 23. I bought this in 2023. Ooh, Unicorn Poop. Now, Unicorn Poop was one where I just melted it. It just went straight into a crock. I know some people, again, view that as wasteful. It's not wasteful to me. I love this particular scent. The name is hysterical, but basically, if you know what Aquilina Pink Sugar smells like, you know what Unicorn Poop smells like. It's just a very sugary, sweet, very intense cotton candy type fragrance. It's so good. It's so girly. It's just lovely. And yes, the snoring that you're hearing is in fact from Alf. That, once again, it's just the free pug ASMR that you get here on my channel. Not many channels provide this. but I do. Make sure you subscribe for more Alf. Okay, oh, so good. Okay, I did the last little bit of this, I did put into the candle crock and then poured off once, but so this one dudded out on me. This, what is this? It's the original berry waffle cone, guys. Do you remember when berry waffle cone came like this in this gorgeous ribbed glass? Ooh, it's so good. Listen, I bought these back in 2017. I think I bought like 30 or 40 of them. I am just now finally down to my last two. These never even came with lids, so I just, you know, grabbed a bunch of older lids and plopped them on, and that's how I've been storing them over the years. This is such a beautiful, delicious, authentic berry waffle cone. It's one of my favorites. I do not personally think that the recent iterations or re-releases or restocking, whatever you want to call it, of this is as good as the original, but I mean, I'll take it. But the burn of this is usually quite perfect. However, I think I may have kept these a little bit too long, and finally things are starting to disintegrate. Yeah, these wicks just completely dudded out on me. I could not keep them lit, which is why this one ended up in the crock for the last of its life. All right, okay, so I have a couple of, I think I have 3 in here. I did clean up one so that I could show you guys. These are Boats Candle Co. candles. In full disclosure, these were sent to me in PR. But I have finished 3 of the fragrances. This is Ocean Waters. I already have a review of this one. This is Starlight. There's already a review of this one. Now, this one here, I feel like a little bit of an idiot because I finished whatever candle this was, and I peeled the label off, cleaned it out, because I wanted you guys to be able to see one of these cleaned up, because she uses whiskey glasses. You can also use these as juice glasses, obviously, but they are specifically whiskey glasses. And look how beautifully these clean up. Look at that nice glass, like heavy glass base. These are nice, nice glass jars. This one I am going to run through the dishwasher again because, again, I brought it up here and tossed it into a bin of wax, and it's got some like wax and stuff on it now. But look how easily that cleaned up. That wick clip very easily released from the bottom. The label just peeled off super easy. Both the front and the bottom peeled off very, very cleanly. And now I am left with a really great jar that I can repurpose. I mean, you don't have to use it for whiskey. Like I said, use it for juice. I don't know, plant a succulent in here, whatever floats your boat, but you can totally reuse these. Anyway, I really like this particular brand of candles. They are wood wicks, and they so they have that like crackling effect to them when they're burning. That it's kind of off-putting to my husband, actually. He keeps commenting about these woodwick candles, and he's like, I'm just not sure they're supposed to sound like that. I'm like, no, it's part of the ambiance, and he doesn't understand that. But anyway, they're perfectly safe. These are wood wicks. They're meant to sound that way. So anyway, I wish I could remember what scent this was. I feel like a bonehead just having like peeled everything off and not remembering like what it was. But anyway, I have some of these reviews already up on my channel. I have a few more coming your way, so stay tuned. But I really love how these clean up. Like, that was super easy. So yeah, I don't know. I love them. She did give me a discount code. It's not an affiliate discount code or anything. So if you want to save 15%, you can use that. And it doesn't give me anything. Like I said, it's not an affiliate discount code, but it'll allow you to save a little bit of money if you're interested. All right. Here's an excellent candle example of one that lived its life underneath one of my lamps. So you can see there the wax at the very bottom. This was after I had poured off the last layer of wax that had melted. I got a little bit distracted, and in the middle of pouring, I took a phone call, and then it kind of hardened up on the sides again. I didn't bother remelting it to get that part out. So anyway, moral of the story is this is what a candle looks like after you take it out from underneath your lamp. So this is a hobnail style jar, obviously from HomeWorx, and you can see this is one of the ones without the labels, which is really, really pretty. It has a nice kind of metallic finish to it. What is this? It's Christmas Cupcake. So I purchased a bunch of these back in, it looks like 2022 or 2021. Actually, I think it was 2021. And by a lot, I mean, I purchased these from QVC, so they were in sets of 2. I probably bought like 4 or 5 sets. It was ridiculous. It was too much. So I just started melting a bunch of them. Love the scent. I think that particular fragrance could actually be great year round, which is why I was melting it during the summer. Fairies Floss. All right, here's another one from the Cringle Fantasy Collection. Ooh, this one is very fruity, touch of floral, beautifully sweet. Again, this is another wonderful perfumey scent. This is one where it started and ended its life in a crock. I love the iridescent blue finish. There's an actual shimmer to, I'm not sure. Yeah, it does come off on camera. Look at that nice shimmer. Isn't that pretty? So anyway, I did decide to reuse this wax again in one of my fire starter things that I create. So yeah, I like to reuse as much wax as possible, but honestly, I have a lot of it sometimes because I do melt a lot of candles. I do melt a lot of, you know, scentsy. So there's quite a bit of wax, but anyway. Ooh, you guys, Merlot. So this is Merlot from the Cringle Reserve line. This was a part of their most recent launch. I typically don't like grape fragrances, but this is a grape done incredibly well. I will tell you, it smells nothing like California Cab. It smells nothing like Harvest Vineyard. And it also doesn't really smell anything like the Merlot vines. I feel like every grape fragrance that Cringle comes out with is very unique and interesting. This is no exception. This has a nice like Concord grape base to it. It's really, really lovely. I just enjoy this. And as someone who's not normally a grape person, this is grape done right. It does not smell like grape Kool-Aid. It does not smell like children's Tylenol in the grape flavor because, ooh, that's gross. My daughter like refused to take Tylenol as a kid because of like the flavors. And it's actually really hard to find like unflavored children's medicine because apparently that's the only way to get medicine down your kids is to have it flavored like awful things like cherry and grape. Ooh, what kid likes that? Anyway, this is one of my beloveds. This is Sweet Cream from Cringle. This is one of the reserve scents. And I love it so much. It smells like strawberry whipped cream and it is delicious. And no, they haven't brought it back into stock. They really need to. I don't know that they're gonna restock this anytime soon, especially with fall coming up. I think they should, but I don't know that they will. Their priority right now is probably, you know, cranking out Halloween, cranking out fall, getting ready for the holidays. So I don't know if the priority is on sweet cream or sprinkled macarons or they call it macaroons, or even macaroons coming back, but I wish they would, I wish. All right, I gotta keep this at a certain time limit here because I don't wanna do any editing, so I gotta keep going here. All right, Cherry Blossom Soju from Bath & Body Works. You guys, I love this one. This smells so much like the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62. I believe it's the 62. It's the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream fragrance. If you know it, you probably love it like I do. First of all, this candle burned like a freaking champ. It's one of the rare Bath & Body Works candles that just burned perfectly all the way down. And it smells so good. It's slightly more of a floral take on that Cheirosa 62 fragrance, but incredibly well done. I love it. I would buy that over and over again. If they bring that out again, I will be repurchasing that 100%. Here we have Hibiscus Flowers. This is such a beautiful, sweet, tropical floral from HomeWorx. Now this is one where you see a little bit of wax in the bottom, which contrasts that to the Espresso Martini, which had like virtually no wax left. This is one of those where there's just like a really thin layer at the bottom, not a whole lot, but definitely some wax left. Anyway, good burn on this one. The last burn was a little tiny bit messy, I will say, but also it was the last burn, so it doesn't bother me as much. If it was messy starting at the halfway point, that's a problem for me, but if it's the last burn, that's usually okay. All right, here we have Santorini Coast, another one of those creamy, ooh, just lovely coconutty, sunscreeny type fragrances. I love this one. I actually had this for the first time. I think it was last year or the year before. Great scent, big fan. Here we have Farm Stand Blueberry, which is one of my favorites from the entire Farm Stand collection. I purchased a bunch of these again from QVC in sets of 3 when they were available. So I've been trying to work my way through these 8 sets or 8 trios of candles that I purchased a few years ago. I made a pretty good dent this summer. I actually did an update video on where I'm at currently with my HomeWorx wax collection. I think that went up earlier in July. So if you missed that, I'll link that down below. And without further ado, we have now officially moved on to the wax melts, which there's not a lot of, you guys, because like I said, my warmers were off for a good chunk of the month. I just did not want to add any extra heat into the house. All right, we've definitely got some repeats in here, so let's get started here. I know there's at least 2 of these in here. This is Surfer Chick. This is part of the current Bring Back My Bar, which is coming to a close here shortly. Surfer Chick is lovely. This is fruity, but it's also floral and sweet and perfumey. It is gorgeous. There's definitely some raspberry in here. It smells like there's a little bit of cherry. It's just really pleasant. The floral note that I'm getting is more of like a sweet plumeria type floral note. I love this one. I think it's so lovely. I purchased 2 right out the gate because just based on the fragrance notes, I knew that I would fall in love with it, and I did. It's not club worthy, but that's okay. This is club worthy. This is in my club. What is this? It's Jam and Jubilee. This was the scent of the month last month, and this is raspberry. To me, this smells like the Raspberry Rosé from Bath & Body Works. It is a winner. It's a great performer. If you can still get your hands on this one, I don't know, it's club worthy to me, so that's where it is. I actually just recently got my club delivery. I was gonna share what's in my club, but then I just put everything away. I was moving some furniture around and I needed to put things away. But the next time that my club comes, I'll show you guys. It's not gonna change between now and then anyway, but all right, here we have 2 Cake Me to Paradise, which again, went into my club with this current spring summer catalog. I love this. There is no gourmand note here for me, but it's just a very sweet tropical fruity scent. Sorry, I'm seeing that I am nearing the end here of my filming time. All right, Berry Bright, delicious blue raspberry, love it. You've heard me talk about it a long time. Camu Camu, this is a staple for me every single year. It is a tropical fragrance. It smells like Camu Camu berries, but it also smells a lot like passion fruit to my nose, and I love anything passion fruit. Here is Sunshine Mango. I thought this was an okay mango. I don't feel like this one was sweet enough for me. It's not, I like a really intensely sweet mango, and that's not what this was. Here is another Surfer Chick. Here is Apple Crush. Apple Crush smells like green apple. I don't get the like floral note from this one that's mentioned. It just smells like a fresh green apple. I wish that it smelled like green apple Jolly Ranchers. It does not. It's more of like a fresh green apple. It's not candied, but it's nice. It's not club worthy though. All right, here we have another Jam and Jubilee, and last but not least, here is 3 Sisters by Boats Candle Co. This has, oh, this is a beautiful floral. This has peonies in it. It's kind of a musky peony, but definitely perfumey in its presentation. I feel like there's some like sandalwood in here as well. It's beautiful, you guys. So she does offer wax melts as well, and they are in this 6 cube format. So anyway, you guys, that's it. That is everything for, we're all empty here. That's everything for the month of July 2024. Again, I wish I would have gotten a little bit further into my summer burning and melting, but like I said, it was so stinking hot, there was not a chance that was happening. So anyway, I feel pretty good about what I did do, and like I said, I have a couple more weeks, but once the fall decor comes out, I'm cutting it with the summer burning, so we'll see what else I can get done. You'll definitely see that at the end of August. If you are new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give Alf a big round of applause for his amazing snores in this video. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you tomorrow for my beauty empties. So I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.